WWE Worlds Collide took place tonight in Houston, Texas from the Toyota Center. And the show was NXT versus NXT UK. That was the theme of the show. And it was a good show. It was not on a TakeOver par show. I would even say it was as good as the UK TakeOver. I'd say it was a good wrestling show. It felt more like an episode of NXT than an actual real TakeOver show. But I think it was a very good show. And probably end up being better than the Royal Rumble. But that's not saying much. So you had... It opened up with the pre-show. You had a half-hour pre-show. Start at 6:30, and you had Charlie Caruso, Sam Roberts, and Andy Shepherd on the pre-show. I don't know where Pat McAfee was, or if he's still at the company, but you had Sam Roberts act like a heel. Who cares about him? And you had the beautiful Kathy Kelly doing interviews today. She interviewed many different wrestlers, a lot of talking segments. That's why I really did kind of feel like an NXT TV show, because there was so much talking. But you had Kaylee Ray and Mia Yim on the pre-show. Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness on commentary. Good matchup here. I liked it. I thought they did well here. I like Kaylee Ray. I don't know if she's going to be a big star, but I think she has some potential. Mia Yim, I think, is more of a filler star. She'll be like a name, a body on the main roster. Mid-Carter might get a title shot here and there. I don't see her as a top star. I think that's where the level they're at. It was an okay matchup here. They did some stuff. You kind of knew Kaylee Ray was going to win. Eventually, she got the win, and she did it, though, but she cheated. So there was a sequence, and there was a couple of spots where like Kaylee was going to win, or there was a spot where Mia was going to win. They had each near falls with their finishers, but there's a roll-up. Kaylee gets on top and like a sit-out on top of the legs. I don't know what necessarily it's called, but she gets her. Then she uses the ropes for leverage. She grabs it, and she pins Mia Yim. So Kaylee Ray with the win here. Decent opener. And they see what they do with Kaylee Ray. She is a bit underappreciated, I'll say that. And the fans did seem to like her. So that was fine. Then we go to some video packages for the show. You get the Moustache Mountain one. And then there's some, segments, breaking down the whole show on the pre-show panel. Finally, we get to the main card. Pretty good video package, I have to say. And we start off with Finn Balor against Ilja Dragunov. So Dragunov comes out and he has the Russian national anthem, which is great. His last name is kind of like Ivan Drago, but it's Ilja Dragunov, very similar. He's a Russian who I believe he's German. He immigrated to Germany, but he's originally from Russia, and so I guess he's a Bolshevik kind of national anthem. That's what I thought of it. And Finn Balor is definitely more of the good guy. So I think Dragunov's the Bolshevik. Finn Balor's more like the Tsar. So they have a good match. Balor is someone who's a heel, but it's like it doesn't matter. He's going to get cheered. People like Finn Balor. It's one of those situations where he's very good at doing a heel. He's good he tries hard, but I think there's something about him. He has a babyface face. I want to see the Demon too, but the problem with the Demon is as soon as he does that, he's going to become the biggest babyface once he's a Demon. The Demon's an automatic babyface. They won't get heel heat at all. So Finn Balor, I guess we're going to keep seeing regular Finn Balor, nice guy Finn, heel Finn, heel douchebag Finn Balor. That's the kind of route he's going to go. They had a very solid matchup here. I enjoyed it. I never really thought Dragunov was going to win. I just thought Finn did really well here wrestling. I knew he would win, but as an opener, it's a kind of match it's good to start a show with this kind of match. They did well here. Was it great? No, but again, you would have great matches later. So near the end of the match, Finn Balor hits a stiff running double stomp, which looked brutal, and he did it when he was standing, and it just like it crushed Ilja's ribs. It looked pretty nasty. They have some close falls. Balor is cut open. It's pretty graphic, to be honest. It wasn't gushing, but you can see a pretty significant cut in the middle of his nose and it coming down his face. It looked pretty graphic. It would look like a nasty cut you'd see in a fight. Not bleeding like crazy, but look just like he got hit hard. So Dragunov goes for a diving senton from the top rope, but Balor puts his knees up, and then Balor finally hits the coup de grace, the double diving knee stop, and then he hits the 1916 DDT. Guess that's now a setup move, but Balor gets the win. Very solid matchup to start the show off. Next, we go to the Fatal 4-Way match for the Cruiserweight title. Oh, sorry, before they had a lot of segments, as I said. You had Ripley in the locker room getting ready for a match. We also saw Toni Storm. And we'd see Kathy Kelly backstage interviewing the grizzled young veterans and the Broserweights. And sorry, not at backstage, it was at ringside. Both of them were at ringside. Grizzled young vets were on one side, and the other side was the Broserweights. They went back and forth. Grizzled young vets cut a promo, and Matt Riddle, however, steals the show and makes references to marijuana. Probably the funniest part was in Pete Dunne. I'm going to put it bluntly, it was kind of funny. Everything with thing can be interpreted with some sort of way to smoke pot with Matt Riddle whenever he's on the screen. This was a fun segment. Fans really like the Broserweights. Riddle's over and Pete Dunne's over. I think they probably should win. I know they'll probably give it to the Grizzled Young Vets because I don't think they're going to keep Riddle and... I mean, you know what? They could keep Riddle and Dunne as a team because they don't have much for them. So maybe they keep them as a team. They can feud the Undisputed and maybe they have a match at the Portland show. That'd be pretty damn good. So maybe they're going to win, actually. I like the segment, and I also like Kathy Kelly. So they did well here. I thought it was actually very, overall, very entertaining. So next we had the Fatal 4-way match. Okay, I wasn't too into this. I don't really care much. I wasn't that into it. I was like, whatever. It was good. It was fine. They had a lot of athleticism, a lot of flips, a lot of dives, a lot of stuff where it looked like, someone going to win. Is this guy going to head some near falls? It was a matchup where it's more a situation if you follow cruiserweights. I keep saying this. The cruiserweight division has been damaged by the failures of 205 Live. It's hard to wash the stank off of it because when it's just been so... it's so hard to say. It feels like it's almost irredeemable at this point because 205 Live was such a complete failure. So they're still trying to wash the stank of it. But I think it's better to put the UK to put the cruiserweight title on the UK brand because there's so much small guys on the UK brand. Everyone's so small, and it basically does. It's actually genius. It gives them a secondary title. Right now, the NXT on the main card has 3 titles. You have the NXT title, then you have North America title, which is the mid-card title, and the Cruiserweight title, which is its own division. There's so much more smaller guys on the UK brand, it makes sense just to put in the UK, and Jordan Devlin got the win. So good matchup here. I thought it was well done. Jordan Devlin celebrates. He sold it like $1 million. Really happy he won. He's really happy he won, and I thought this was well done. Next, we go to they cut to Mia Yim, who's with her boyfriend Keith Lee in the crowd. A lot of people don't know they're together, but they're in the crowd. Chelsea Green's in the crowd, accompanied by Robert Stone. And, they're trying to put them over. Next, we go to the match that I was looking forward to the most. I thought really delivered. DIY, Tomasso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano against Moustache Mountain, which was Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. They had a very solid matchup here. Was this the classic match I wanted to see? I can't say it was. At first, you start off with it starts off really slow. There's a lot of posing, a lot of pandering. And the one thing I was really looking forward to seeing anything was Johnny Gargano and Tyler Bate. I prefer seeing a singles match than a tag match. I think those two, give them like 25 minutes, they can have a 5-star match, no doubt, in my opinion, Gargano and Bate. But they started the match off, and then, of course, they went through the long poses. It went a bit too much. I thought Seven was pretty entertaining, but Bate's clearly the star of the team there. It's pretty obvious. It's not a situation where Gargano's the fantastic worker, Ciampa's a vicious heel. Well, he was. Here, Seven's good, but Bate's, he's on a different level. As I've said, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, I think, might be the 2 best workers in the WWE, and that's not... I don't think you'll find some people who would disagree with that. It got really fun. A lot of, it just exploded, and all of a sudden, they're killing Moustache Mountain DIY, throws them into the announcer's table, and then it really starts to pick up. You get some really close near falls. Gargano and Ciampa both had a double submission. It looked like the match could be over, but they reversed. Moustache Mountain survives. They continue to fight back. It had some entertaining parts. There was some parts where it looked like it was Moustache Mountain going to win. They had a close pinfall on Ciampa. They hit him the burning hammer, which was a diving knee combo. Only hits a 2 count, and then Tyler Bate hit a corkscrew moonsault, but Ciampa rolled through, and it happened to he hit it, and Trent Seven was on him, and Tyler Bate hits the corkscrew, and he hits Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate doesn't know it, and Ciampa pins him, and but Bate breaks up. That was actually one of the best parts. There was a loud "This is awesome" chant. DIY finally makes a comeback. They took out 7 with a meeting in the middle with their double knee strike super big combo for the win. Very, very hell of a matchup here. Very good. Not classic match. I thought we were going to get an all-time great match. It wasn't the main event, so they didn't get as much as they could, but they did really well. And I saw Ciampa holding his neck after the match. It did worry me a bit, I have to admit. But they won. DIY wins. After the match, they all shake hands. They raise their hands up. Show of respect. Great ending. So happy to see DIY get the win, and really like Moustache Mountain. In particular, I think Tyler Bate's fantastic. Next, they show Mercedes Martinez in the crowd, and then they show the Dakota guy who had like a sourpuss on her face, and all of a sudden Tegan Nox attacks her. They pull her apart. Tegan Nox attacks her again. They smash her to barricade. That sets up the match. So this really the whole show, as I said, it felt like an NXT show, a TV show in which they set up 2 big matches for NXT too. They showed up to Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox, and of course they set up the Dusty Classic finals. They show Bianca Belair in the crowd, and next up we have, because she's facing the winner of this match, which was the NXT Women's Championship on the line. Ripley defends her title against Toni Storm. Toni Storm has the best ass ever. I think it's the best ass in the whole company, and it might have been better than Alexa Bliss's. Wow, she's so fucking hot. I mean, Toni Storm, Jesus Christ. So they didn't boo Toni too much, but they weren't, they were behind Rhea. I thought a bit more of the crowd. Good matchup here. I like the matchup. They had a lot better last year. This was good. This was not great. I wanted a great match. We didn't get that great. I thought it was just solid. I thought it was just good. Toni kind of worked as a heel. What you had early was I have to give Rhea Ripley credit for spanking Toni Storm hard in the match. There was a part where she just couldn't help herself. She had to smack that ass. And I like the way she pinned Toni Storm too. I think everyone in the world wouldn't mind pinning Toni Storm the way Rhea Ripley pins. I like the way she pins everyone. They did fine. So the big spot in the beginning was Toni Storm's German suplex Ripley, and she hits the back of her head into the bottom turnbuckle, which kills her neck. And Toni Storm take advantage for a while. She hits a nice STF, looked really good. Then she takes advantage of Ripley. Ripley makes a comeback. She fights back. She hits a German suplex with a bridge though, and Rhea kicks out. Eventually, Toni. The crowd was a bit quiet. Toni went for a frog splash. She missed it. Rhea Ripley then hit the Riptide Splash. She pins Toni Storm in a great way. Would have loved to pin Toni Storm away, but she pins her 1-2-3. Ripley is still the NXT Women's Champion. Beats her cleanly. That was it. Pretty disappointing match. It was okay. It was good. I still think Toni would be a big star. I don't know. Rhea Ripley may not be that good. Toni Storm's great. She's had great matches. I think Ripley's just not very. She's pretty average in the ring. I'm not too high on that match that Bianca Belair they're going to have in Portland, but. They show Bianca Belair in the crowd. She looks on. I wouldn't mind seeing Bianca and Toni. I think they can have a good feud, actually. But Bianca looks back at Rhea Ripley in the crowd, and that sets up the match for NXT TakeOver Portland. They show Johnny Gargano getting jumped by Finn Balor in the back, and they announced that was happening, and Moustache Mountain helps them out. They stop it. Main event time. Match we've all been waiting for. The Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, baby. Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly against Imperium, Walter, Fabian Aichner, Marcel Barthel, and Alexander Wolfe, who was injured quickly. Alexander Wolfe is taken down quick. He has a double gourd buster. He is hurt bad. They had to throw him out quickly. I don't know. He must have had something wrong with the guy. He is out quick, so bye Alexander Wolfe. He can go back to sanity, I guess. But anyway, it comes to the 3 against the 4. So they set a tone and went on for a while, went very slow for a while, then eventually started to really pick up. He saw a lot of big spots. Barthel, he suplexed Kyle O'Reilly onto the air and passed him to Aichner and hit him with the brainbuster, which was a killer spot. Aichner is able to hit a super kick. There's some crazy spots here. Eventually, they set up a German... Roderick Strong gives Walter a Kurt Angle Olympic Slam through an announce table, which was the best part of the match, I thought. Looked crazy. Walter is somehow dead for a while and then just becomes 4-on-2 basically, but Aichner and Barthel fight back. There was a cool dive to the outside, like a frog splash dive, which looked fucking insane. Springboard moonsault was cool. They had the teams like square off and jaw jack, and after everyone has been beaten up and they fight for a while, it's like fight forever. I would have loved to see in the War Games. I think this would have been even better in the War Games. That's what I was thinking. They should have saved this for War Games, but you can't drag it out for another whole year. Anyway, Walter survives. The other three are out, even though Adam Cole didn't get taken out with the big spot. Eventually, it's it's Walter and Bobby Fish, and Walter pins Bobby Fish with the powerbomb. He stacks him with the bridge. 1, 2, 3. Walter wins, and that's it. The crowd was satisfied. It was a great matchup, main event, and that's it. Imperium defeats the Undisputed Era at WWE Worlds Collide.